story that is sending shockwaves across the world. It is, of course, the explosive reveal of the man behind the leak of top-secret government information. 29-year-old Eric Snowden admitted he leaked files about U.S. surveillance programs that collect records on domestic phone calls and internet activity in the hunt for terrorists. While Snowden says he was just defending freedom and privacy, now he's hiding in Hong Kong while the country debates whether it's worth it to give up privacy to prevent terrorist attacks and whether Snowden is a hero or a threat to national security. This very real controversy is shaking up the world, but a hit TV show seems to have already predicted this day would come.
You are being watched.
The CBS show Person of Interest features two heroes who stop crimes with the use of a special high-tech tool.
After the attacks, the government gave itself the power to read every email, listen to every cell phone.
They co-opt a top-secret government machine that sees all and knows all.
The machine is everywhere, watching us with 10,000 eyes, listening with 1,000,000 ears.
What did I tell you about sending emails?
For 3 weeks, you could practically
Sound familiar?
The FBI and NSA vacuuming up your emails, online pictures, audio, video.
The new revelation of a top-secret government program that gathers data from people's cell phones, emails, and online activities has the world reeling. Government officials say this program saves lives.
They help us prevent terrorist attacks.
And on Person of Interest, we see their machine doing just that.
It's probably not a good night for a walk.
But some fear this is a case of Big Brother watching us just a little too closely.
I think the line has been drawn too far.
So now we're seeing a big parallel between real life and Person of Interest, with one big exception.
The public wanted to be protected. They just didn't want to know how they were being protected.
Now the real-life public does know how it's being protected. That's pretty crazy, right? Well, the cat is out of the bag, and this story has got everybody talking, but CBS's hit show Person of Interest was way ahead of the curve on this case. With me now in Hollywood, the co-executive producer of Person of Interest, Greg Plageman. Great to have you here. This must be mind-blowing for you because, of course, your show is about this government-run system that's put in place to spy on people to help protect them. And now we're hearing the government really has a system that's put in place to spy on people to help protect them. What went through your mind when the story broke?
It's kind of mind-blowing. It's been a very eventful week. Jonah Nolan, the creator of the show, also executive producer, is in New York right now. We've been talking back and forth. There's everything that's been going on, obviously, with Snowden and these revelations. It feels like, to a degree, yes, maybe the show you could say was prescient in that regard, but we always assumed it existed. You know, Admiral Poindexter created total information awareness, which Congress stepped in and said this is a violation of people's civil liberties. They shut it down. And you say, well, that's crazy to assume that they could create something like that and not try to do it again. And then in the next version that they came out with, you wouldn't hear about it.
Yeah. I've always said, look, if you think there's not stuff going on that we're not hearing about, you're out of your mind. Look, it's 2013, but Person of Interest is a wildly popular show. It's like the 5th most watched show on all of television. So do you think perhaps maybe it cushioned the blow a little bit? Maybe it made people a little more comfortable with the idea that there are these extensive government surveillance systems in place?
That's a little scary to think that perhaps we could have contributed to any indifference about this subject. You know, every time there's been a major attack or something along the lines of something like 9/11, there's been a privacy grab in this country. Obviously, the Patriot Act came about. You know, we're in the advent of the Boston bombing, so you wonder to a certain extent people would say, well, if I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't mind that they're going through my information, but that's quite a slippery slope, and I'd like to think that our show was presenting a hypothetical that evidently now the only science fiction aspect of our show is that the people who built the machine actually cared about your privacy. Right. But I think that people should care about it very deeply, and we're about to see the consequences.
Well, I have to ask you very quickly, they're going to be debating this on the set of your show. This guy, Edward Snowden, the guy who leaked the information about the surveillance programs, people are calling him a hero, people are calling him a criminal. Where do you stand?
Well, it's a fascinating conundrum. Obviously, people who give away national secrets, we can't have that. But I felt this seems like a man operating under principles, and the way he's conducted himself is he's a whistleblower out of principle.
And maybe you got a storyline for your show. We'll see. Who knows? All right.
We're moving to Tuesday at 10 o'clock this year.
I was about to get your plug, Greg. Thank you for being here. Greg Plegelman from Person of Interest. The third season coming back this fall on CBS, and the new time is Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern.